Hey everyone, how are you going today? Welcome back to the channel and I hope you're all having a lovely day. So for today's video I thought it would be fun to compare living in Melbourne to London. As I've lived in both cities, I currently live in Melbourne and I have lived in London for the rest of my life. So I thought it'd be fun just to compare, even in terms of like how much it costs to live, what you can actually do while you're living in both cities. So I'll start off with the cost of living and rent. So when I lived in London and I lived by myself with Matt, we rented a one-bedroom large studio apartment sort of 20 minutes from the city, which was lovely, and we used to pay sort of £1,200 a month. So in dollars that's like $2,400. So when you compare that to Melbourne, we now rent a small one-bedroom apartment with, you know, all the basics, and we pay, I think it's $1,300 a month. So when you compare it, it's almost half the cost and you're getting basically the same. So just in terms of that, you know, it's really good that you can live here and it's really affordable compared to costs of living in London. Next, I'm going to talk about coffee and food. So London is a very expensive place. It's one of the most expensive cities in the world, and coffee can be really expensive in the places like Starbucks, Costa, Pret, and it's actually not that great. So before coming to Melbourne, I had heard that it has the world's best coffee, and I thought, yeah, maybe it does, but I won't know until I get there. And now I've actually tried lots of coffee in Melbourne, and it's extremely cheap. And it tastes amazing. It's just got this really good flavour. You know, they really care about the coffee. There's not really that many chains, and it's all very independent. And you know, there's just so many good coffee houses. So yeah, in terms of coffee, Melbourne is the world's capital. And now, whenever I go anywhere and it's not Melbourne and I get coffee, even in other parts of Australia that I've been to. Recently, I was in Fiji, and the coffee is just not to the level that my taste buds need them to be, because I'm, to put it bluntly, a coffee snob now because I've lived in Melbourne. So food and stuff, so brunch is just phenomenal in Melbourne. There are some amazing ones. I've had the most craziest French toast, pancakes, just even a simple eggs hollandaise, and the effort people go to make the food look amazing. And it also tastes amazing, and you just can't get that quality of brunch and flavour and textures in London. Saying that though, in London you can get like a proper breakfast cafe where you get like a really greasy spoon, lots of eggs, bacon, sausage, chips, beans, tomatoes, mushrooms, you know, the list goes on, and it's really, really dirt cheap. They're both very, very different. Next, I'm going to talk about the work-life balance and just the way companies treat you. So, the UK and Melbourne are very different. So, in the UK, the minimum wage is, I think it's £6.70 an hour now. And in Melbourne, it's $18. So, it's very, very high in Melbourne, and it's actually the world's highest. It's actually the world's highest minimum wage, which is great because, you know, they do reward staff really well. The other thing about Melbourne and Australia in general is that they have the rule that if you have a holiday and you don't use it within the holiday year, it just carries on rolling over. There's no cut-off or end periods. Whereas in the UK, if you don't use your holiday period in the time and you're unable to take that, you just lose that. Which is really unfair because people work hard all year round. You know, things come up at work, so they may have to cancel a holiday or something, and they're not rewarded for it, and it's not very fair. So Australia and Melbourne are miles ahead in terms of, you know, giving employees and people that work-life balance. So the cost of living is obviously slightly lower than London. So I mean, for example, myself, I'm earning more than I was in London. I'm doing less hours. And also, like for my job, for example, I get weekends off. I know there are jobs in London where you get weekends off, but with my job, I can actually work Monday to Friday. I don't have to worry about work over the weekends, and I can actually enjoy time, and you know, I can do cool things. I can book holidays. I can go away for a nice weekend away somewhere. And in London I never really had that. I was working in retail, so yes, it is different. Whereas I would have to work most weekends because, you know, that's the busier period of the week. But even retail in Melbourne, from what I've been looking at and I've spoken to people, they seem to have this system where, you know, you work one weekend, you get the next weekend off, and it allows employees to, you know, have a great work-life balance. They can go out with their friends, they can socialise, they can see their family, you know, they can book things in advance, and I think it's just a lovely system. Whereas in the UK, they don't really care about your work-life balance. They're only interested in you getting the job done, and if it means you having to work late and for free, then that's the case, and you do have to do that. Thank you very much for watching this week's video. I do hope you liked it, me comparing Melbourne to London. Looking at it, I probably do prefer Melbourne. It's a nicer city. The weather's better in summer. It's got really good work-life balance. It's got really good food and coffee. So I think I would probably sway more to Melbourne. So I do hope you did enjoy that. So in the next few weeks I'm going to try and do some more videos. So I'm going to try and sort of go out and about again, do some exploring and give you guys some of that. I'm also going to try and start baking and like letting you guys watch me bake and kind of do like some kind of baking thing. If that is something that you would like to see, let me know down below and let me know what you would like to see me bake, and maybe I will arrange that. Apart from that, that was this week's video. I do hope you really did enjoy it and my comparisons. If you did, please give me a massive thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and other than that, I will see you all next week. Bye!